Hey, Walking Dead fans. Have you ever noticed how the survivors in The Walking Dead approach looting? Every time they stumble upon a stocked supermarket or an abandoned warehouse, they act like they're on a casual shopping trip rather than fighting for survival in a world overrun by the dead. I mean, seriously, 2 cans of beans, a single bag of rice. Where are the shopping carts overflowing with supplies? Where are the fully stocked trucks driving away with months' worth of food? Today, we're breaking down one of the most frustrating and illogical details of The Walking Dead: why survivors always loot the bare minimum. We'll look at key moments from the show, explore how real-life survivalists would actually handle these situations, and, of course, have some fun roasting the survivors' questionable decisions along the way. So, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and love analyzing its inconsistencies, stick around. This one's going to be good. The shopping list mentality. Why so picky? One of the most glaring issues with The Walking Dead's approach to looting is that characters act like they're casually browsing a grocery store rather than fighting to stay alive. A perfect example of this is in Season 4 when Glenn, Tara, and Abraham's group find a well-stocked supermarket. Instead of grabbing as much as they can carry, they take just a few essentials and leave most of the shelves untouched. This is the zombie apocalypse, people. There's no coming back for a second trip. And it's not just food. We see this pattern repeat with weapons, medical supplies, and even clothing. Instead of raiding an entire gun store, they grab a few bullets and call it a day. Need medicine? They'll take just enough for today, leaving valuable antibiotics and painkillers behind. In any real survival situation, this would be one of the worst mistakes you could make. A missed opportunity. The warehouse in Season 5. Let's talk about Season 5 when Rick's group comes across a food distribution warehouse. Now, this could have been a gold mine. The place was packed with canned goods, bottled water, and other long-lasting supplies. But instead of taking full advantage of this jackpot, the group grabs just a few bags before moving on. Why? There's literally no reason not to load up everything they can carry. In real life, any survivalist will tell you that you don't leave behind perfectly good supplies in a world where everything is scarce. This moment was a huge missed opportunity. A truck, even a shopping cart, would have made a world of difference. The take only what you need mentality. Where did this come from? Part of the issue with The Walking Dead's looting logic comes down to the writers trying to create tension. They want every supply run to feel risky, every mission to be dramatic. If the characters were fully stocked with food, weapons, and medicine, there wouldn't be as much urgency. But this comes at the cost of realism. In reality, survivors would have a take-everything mentality. If you find a bunker filled with supplies, you don't leave it half full because we only need a little. You take everything and secure it for later. The logic of grabbing just enough makes no sense in a world where every resource is life or death. Weapons and ammunition. Why leave it behind? If there's one thing that frustrates fans even more than food looting, it's weapon looting. There are multiple times in the show when characters find abandoned police stations, military bases, or even gun stores. Yet, instead of grabbing every firearm, every bullet, every usable piece of gear, they pick up a single pistol and call it a day. This makes zero sense. A great example of this is when Rick's group finds the military outpost in Season 3. They take a few guns and move on, leaving behind mountains of ammo and potentially valuable gear. In a world where danger is around every corner, you would never willingly leave behind supplies like that. Vehicles. Why not stockpile? Now let's talk about transportation. Vehicles are essential in a zombie apocalypse. They provide mobility, protection, and a way to haul supplies. And yet, our survivors never seem to stockpile them. They always act like finding a car is a rare miracle rather than something they should actively be preparing for. Why isn't there a garage somewhere with multiple working vehicles ready to go? Why not stash fuel instead of acting shocked when the tank runs dry? One of the best examples of this poor planning comes in Season 6, when Daryl finds a fuel truck but only uses it temporarily before abandoning it. A fully loaded truck with an endless supply of gasoline is gold in an apocalypse. Yet, instead of securing it for the group, he moves on like it's just another disposable vehicle. Okay, to be fair, there have been a few good looting moments in The Walking Dead. One of the best examples is in Season 1, when Rick and Glenn cover themselves in walker guts to sneak into a store and retrieve supplies. This was a genuinely smart move that showed some real strategy. Another great moment is in Season 9, when the group scavenges a museum for old tools and farming equipment. These scenes prove that the writers do understand looting strategy, but for some reason they choose not to apply it consistently. At the end of the day, The Walking Dead is a show, and some creative liberties have to be taken to keep things dramatic. But as fans, we can't help but notice when the characters make survival harder than it has to be. If the show wanted to be more realistic, we'd see massive stockpiles of supplies, well-armed survivors, and vehicles ready to go at a moment's notice. Instead, we get the shopping list approach. Grab a few things and hope for the best. But what do you think? Have you noticed the same thing? Would you have looted differently if you were in The Walking Dead? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into The Walking Dead. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.